right, hi everyone, and welcome back. You're watching The Money Show on ET Now. Well, we were just, having a very interesting conversation with three very eminent personalities in the field of education on the occasion of it being Teachers' Day. And one very important teaching that we have when it comes to money is spend only what you have, don't spend beyond it. However, I guess the concept of credit cards has thrown that notion out of whack. The reason being, they also come along with them several rewards and what have you. Plus, it's the upcoming festive season, so yes, I know it'll be a bit more tempered than usual, but I'm sure many people would still want to gift their loved ones or buy themselves something shiny and something new on this festive season. So what's the best way to go about that? How can you use credit cards? Which credit cards to use as well? We'll be discussing all of this and getting in some money lessons as well from Adil Shetty of Bank Bazaar, who joins us now on the show. Adil, thank you so much and lovely having you with us on The Money Show. So to start with, Adil, firstly, you know what, let me just ask you, do you have a favorite teacher and why was he or she your favorite teacher? What was that one lesson that he or she always taught you?
Yeah, like everyone, I do have a favorite teacher. And I think what that teacher taught me was to really enjoy the subject, that it was not about just answering an exam, but that subject genuinely was interesting. I think that's what I really enjoyed.
All right, excellent. Okay, so Adil, let's take the topic at hand, and that is we have the upcoming festive season, and like I mentioned, it may be a little tempered, but nevertheless, I guess people would want to splurge a little here and there, especially now that we've been in the lockdown. I think some people may just go a little above and beyond too, for all of that pent-up demand to be released, right? But how do you suggest people essentially judge how much can they really afford to spend? Because the traditional notion of personal finance is that, you know, our parents usually teach us is that, look, spend how much ever you have. That's a very Indian, a very conservative way of thinking, as opposed to, you know, the Western concept of plastic money loading up on your credit card. So I guess it's very important for people to budget how much they can actually spend this festive season. So how do you suggest they go about doing that, firstly?
So, I feel that you start by figuring out what your obligations are, and that has to be paid no matter what. So, if you have a loan EMI, if you have credit card dues from the past, if you're investing in a SIP for an education, all that goes first. Now, what you have left, right, you should ideally save up over time and use that for holidays and for gifts. Now, I do believe credit cards can give you significant benefits, but I also believe that you should live within your means. So, by all means, swipe that card, get the additional rewards, get the cash back. But the prudent use of a credit card demands that you pay your bills in full every month. So, I tend to tell people live within your means, and you genuinely are a rich man. Live beyond your means, and you run into trouble.
Okay, fair point. Living within your means, and you're genuinely a rich man. But still, taking the benefits of all of those reward points, cash backs, and what have you that come along with a credit card. When can one decide that, okay, this particular purchase, that I'm making for the festive season or for whatever reason should be made, with the cash that I have in hand, or this I should make with a credit card? I mean, how do you make that distinguish? How do you get that distinct decision making process going?
Yeah, and here, Mubina, I'm going to take a strong position. So I'm going to recommend and advocate, and I do this personally. It is better to spend with your credit card when you do shop this festive season, assuming, right? Assuming that you can pay that credit card bill when it comes to you on time. Now, let me give you a few examples, right? So the Bank Bazaar research team put together a research report. We took two credit cards. So we took the IndusInd Platinum Aura card and we took the Citi Rewards card. Now, what you find, right, is every time you shop on these cards, you get certain reward points. You get more if you spend online, if you spend with certain merchants. But broadly, we found that for a smart spender, if you spend about 30,000 rupees a month, you essentially get about 5,000 rupees per year as cashback on those reward points. So this is benefit number one. Benefit number two, right, is each of these cards gives a one-off benefit. So in Citibank's case, currently there's a 1,000 rupee Amazon gift voucher and a 1,000 rupee cashback if you spend more than 5,000 rupees in 60 days. So that's a one-time benefit. In IndusInd Platinum Aura, they give you a priority pass, which you can use to access lounges when you do start traveling. So there is a one-off benefit. You also get festival rewards. So today I was checking on Amazon. A particular credit card gives me 2,500 cash back if I buy a phone from a particular manufacturer during the holiday season. So net, right, we feel that a smart shopper who's spending about 3.6 lakhs per annum can get up to 10,000 rupees back as these rewards and cash back, provided they're spending on a credit card and not in cash. Now, all of this, right, assumes that you pay your credit card bills on time. So if I'm spending 30,000 a month, I can make 10,000 rupees per year in rewards. I advise you to pay your bills in full every month. Over and above this, a credit card helps you improve your credit score. Everyone today is tracking their credit score all the time. They want to see it improve every month. Credit card is the only instrument which allows you to improve your credit score without paying interest. So I think there are a lot of benefits, but with like any powerful tool in life, Mubina, there are also downside risks. So the prudent measure is spend what you can pay back when your bill comes to you in 30 days.
Spend what you can pay back. So basically, only use your credit card to the extent that you would be able to pay the bill as well when you will get the bill, at the end of the month or at the end of your cycle. Adil, you mentioned quite a few credit cards. I heard HDFC, I heard Citibank. So let's say if you're going to go, I'm assuming it's going to be a majority of your buying is going to be online, as is the case for perhaps me and many of our viewers, and maybe a small proportion will be offline as well. What would be your preferred choice of credit card? Because we have cashback, we have reward points, we have all of these different kinds of offers. Unfortunately, we can't use many of them, right? So what would be your preferred, reward of sorts that you would like to get from your credit card? And what kind of credit card would you like to spend on then the most?
Okay, see, there are two types of rewards you want to watch out for in the festival season. So one is when you spend online, there are some merchant reward points you get. So I did the rough math for you. For someone who's spending about 30,000 rupees a month, the reward points themselves, if you spend them smartly, amount to about 5,000 rupee per year. Now, in addition to that, right, there's special festival discounts. What do I mean by that? So I mentioned that when I was on Amazon today, I was actually looking at a particular tablet for my father-in-law, and there is a cashback of 2,500 rupees if I pay with a particular bank's credit card to buy that particular product. Now, everyone is looking for a different product. So the reason I'm not giving you one bank name, right, is that I think depending on what product you buy, you might be going in for a special festival discount. So I'd say reward falls into two parts. One is which is generic to all vendors. And like I said, a smart shopper can make 6, 7,000, 8,000 rupees purely on these generic rewards. Assuming they're spending 30,000 rupees a month, they can make about 7,000, 10,000 rupees per year. And in addition, there are festival rewards. So if you're on a special or on a particular e-commerce site, let's say Amazon or Flipkart, and you see that the product you want from that seller, let's say me, or let's say Realme, or let's say Apple, if there is a particular cashback, right, you might want to research a bit online and then decide which credit card to spend on. Because you're right, it's fairly complicated, but I'd say about 30 minutes of research. Just check online, go to the e-commerce site. You can research online at Bank Bazaar in 30 minutes, right? I'm very confident you can save several thousand rupees by spending on the right credit card.
Well, yes, credit cards need not necessarily be the devil, as long as, of course, you ensure that you pay them in time. If you do not only will you have to pay a high penalty, but, Adil briefly mentioned the credit score as well. If you're paying your credit card in time, your credit score will be maintained. In fact, it'll be, entrenched in the system as well. However, if you do not, there'll be quite a few ramifications. So ensure that whatever you spend, you have the money later to pay for it. And yeah, of course, using credit cards have a plethora of benefits, like Adil as well flagged off. We'll let you go on that note. Thank you so much, Adil, for joining in. Again, folks, this conversation will be on YouTube. Take this as your guide for when you go swiping your card, or for that matter, punching in your card details online the next time you shop. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up on The Money Show. Many thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend.